How's it going, guys? Today I'm going to be featuring the ZF-6, the Tier 6, nope, that's wrong, Tier 7 Premium German Destroyer. I don't know why I thought it was Tier 6, but it's clearly Tier 7. But yeah, I don't know, this is a destroyer that I actually enjoy quite a bit because of the reload boost. It actually makes it quite fun. And then when they change all the German ships' HE pen values, this ship can now pen 32 millimeters of armor with its HE, which is very nice. And considering we're at Tier 7, most of the ships that we'll face do actually have 32 millimeters of armor or less, so our HE can be pretty viable. In this one, though, I'm not actually using Eirik Bey, which is generally the destroyer commander that you would want to use. In this one, I'm actually using actually, I don't even know what his name is, but the Universal Commander guy for the Germans, mainly because I wanted fully packed. And I mean, we all know that I enjoy Kleber and French destroyers because we have more funny buttons, and that's exactly what I'm trying to do here. I do have 3 reload boosts, 3 engine boosts, and 3 smokes, which is kind of nice having. But yeah, I guess the one downside is that we don't get Bey's base trait, which is concealment. So instead of sitting at 5 kilometers detection, we're at 5.3. But that's not the end of the world. I mean, 5.3 is more than good enough. Enemy Asashio gets spotted, and he's smoking up instantly. Not really sure. There was a battleship charging in, so I kind of wanted to turn away first, just in case he kept charging in. But he did, in fact, slow down. I just dumped torps for the Asashio, just in case he is still sitting there. I mean, he is going to try and stay in his smoke to survive, especially because he did get spotted. So now I'm just going to sit here as long as I can. I mean, hopefully Asashio pushes out of his smoke again, and then I can possibly farm him and kill him with my reload boost. Unfortunately, none of the torpedoes land. He is still in the cap and contesting, but yeah, I do see Duke eating a bunch of torps and airstrikes from a Provincian, so I decide to smoke up and try to, well, I guess set him on fire, and perhaps we could actually burn him down. Our engine boost does run out. We do get a fire, and I mean, we do have 32 millimeters of pen, so Duke of York we can easily pen pretty much all of his ship except where there's that thick belt, and also his turrets, but that doesn't really matter considering he is about in. Duke of York does keep on shooting, and yeah, he actually does damage con, and yeah, I thought he actually got set on fire or something from the airstrikes, but he didn't. Provincian, I'm not really sure what he was doing. Seems like he just completely forgot there was a destroyer that got spotted there, and I guess didn't realize that the cap was still contested and the destroyer was still there. So yeah, he just charges out and gets death struck, which is tragic to say the least. Asashio B gets spotted, and I finally get to pop my reload boost. Generally, ZF-6 AP is pretty nasty, but at the same time, he is flat broadside, so I'm kind of assuming we were just going to get overpens. We get his engine, and yeah, that's one destroyer dead. And yeah, so this cap is now free. Duke York is dead. There is a CV in this match, which is a bit concerning. I do wish ZF-6's DFAA was in a different slot compared to, I think right now it sits in the smoke slot. If it was like Kid and you swap out your engine boost, that would have been great. But yeah, unfortunately it's in the wrong slot. PC ZF-6 gets, obviously gets it in its own slot just because it's, I mean, they have the buttons for it, but since we don't, it's unfortunately in the wrong one. Yeah, now that we're gonna cap C, enemy Udachi is in Bravo, so that's where we're going to head next. I should have also mentioned with the Universal guy, we can use that third row skill that also increases our ship speed. So instead of going, I think like 36 knots, which is pretty slow for a destroyer, our base speed is somewhere around 37 or 38. And then with an engine boost, I mean, we're basically going the normal speed of a destroyer. We're about to cap, but our battleships that have pushed in keep getting reset, and yeah, unfortunately we had 1 second left and they're still getting reset over and over, which kind of sucks. I mean, battleships that sit in a cap, I mean, they're trying to play the objective, but as long as they keep getting reset, it actually takes much longer to cap than if it was just a destroyer in the cap, which is kind of unfortunate. And yeah, we dumped torps for I don't know if that was that a Connecticut or was that a I don't even know what the tier 7 is called, but one of the hybrid battleships. Yudachi leaves his smoke and gets spotted. Enemy CVs trying to drop me. We do actually get our reload boost back as well, which is very nice. And yeah, this Yudachi is not going to escape from us. We farmed him for all of his HP, and then it gets yoinked. Second destroyer that was very low that gets yoinked by battleship. But at least both destroyers are dead, and yeah. Luckily, we have Velocious, which is that third row skill I was mentioning before, so we are much faster and actually have a pretty easy time of dodging torpedoes, which generally, you know, you wouldn't considering how slow you were. It is a Nebraska, that's what I torpedoed earlier, and we also landed torps and he was flooding. And yeah, we do in fact finish him off. And yeah, so we got rid of 2 destroyers and we're about to get 2 solo caps. ZF-6 still very capable in tier 7. Obviously it could be a little better if the FAA was in the right slot, but it's unfortunately not. I mean, if it was, I probably would be using this Universal Commander a lot more, especially for the funny buttons and also DFAA, especially with how often you actually get carriers in tier 7 these days. But yeah, enemy carrier is actually pretty close, but also that Richelieu is still sitting there and actually moving forward. So I don't really want to push out and be in a bad spot where I just simply get nuked. Graf Zeppelin, we also need to be careful. We can't push too close, otherwise his secondaries will start shooting, and I mean, Graf Zeppelin's secondary accuracy is the best in the game. And yeah, I'd rather not get farmed, so I kind of slow down just to keep my distance. I think the max range on Graf Zeppelin secondaries is 8.7, 8.8, but clearly it's not shooting, so as long as I keep this distance, I should be okay. Richelieu pushed out from the island finally, and yeah, I'm trying to use this small island to not get shot at by the Richelieu while I try to farm Graf Zeppelin. But unfortunately, Graf Zeppelin actually turns away, so if I wanted to keep farming him, I will need to actually push out. But ZF-6, I decide to use my reload boost now. Probably not the best idea. Probably a little late considering that he's basically on the edge of my range. But yeah, I kind of wanted to get as much damage in as I could. Probably should have waited in hindsight. Richelieu still charging in, trying to get a visual on where his guns are. But yeah, I mean, I don't think that he's going to depth strike me at this point, and we're not even spotted. He is turning his guns, but I think he is not actually going to shoot at me. I think he's trying to shoot the other destroyer, and I mean, just in case, I do use my second smoke that I had. So I guess another reason why having fully packed is very nice, because we have enough consumables to use whenever we need it. And yeah, having that 32mm pen with HE, that helped so much. And now we just have to chase the carrier. Friendly ACAT obviously doesn't have the greatest AA, but at the same time, trying to dodge torps really shouldn't be that difficult. But yeah, Graf Zeppelin running to the corner, and also the last alive. So we're gonna do our best to try and catch up and farm him as much as we can. But yeah, ACAT eating torps, kind of unfortunate. But at the same time, as long as Graf Zeppelin doesn't eat torps from the ACAT, he's basically free for us to farm, which is great. But yeah, I guess if Akatsuki dies, which he does, it also gives us a little more time to farm. But yeah, I get my engine boost back and I use it immediately. But Graf Zeppelin doesn't get the greatest drop here, and yeah, now we're actually in range and can easily farm a Graf Zeppelin. We obviously do need to still maintain range and not actually push into his secondaries. And at this point, I was kind of assuming he would just simply turn in to try and get into secondary range instead of running away. Especially because, well, at least I've been pretty good on trying to keep my distance. ZF-6, dodging these torps, having that extra speed from the universal guy is kind of clutch. I feel like if we didn't, we might have had to turn in and eat that on the bow. But luckily, we were fast enough to dodge. He does get one more drop off. Man, at this point, I really wish we did have DFA in a separate slot, because I could have been shooting down so many more planes. But yeah, Graf Zeppelin just trying to run. We do have 32 millimeters of pen. Granted, the damage with German HE isn't the greatest, and yeah, unfortunately, steel to make epic and legendary mods is hard to come by. At this point, I'm kind of broke with it. I would love to have a legendary mod, because after every kill with this thing, obviously you get 5% more damage, and that would significantly help our damage output. And I mean, with German HE, not the greatest. I mean, even on Z52, I mean, that's why we have the ledge mod, because I feel like it's so easy to finish off a destroyer with that smoke and sonar combo that you actually get to make use of the ledge mod. But yeah, Graf Zeppelin, super low. Unfortunately, CV does get a drop off when he's basically on 1 bar left. And yeah, we don't actually get to get the kill there. But nonetheless, that was still a great match, even though we weren't actually using a proper destroyer commander. And we did actually use most of our consumables. I think the only thing we had left was one more smoke. But I mean, we used all 3 engine boosts, 3 reload boosts. And yeah, ZF-6 still goated. And yeah, I don't know, I might keep this build just because I like having the funny buttons, just like the French destroyers. Reinhard Scheer, that is his name. But yeah, it's like a basic commander. I do switch to the AA skill in the first row. I think I had the fire skill in that match, but honestly 2% doesn't make that much of a difference, and I mean, AA definitely would have helped quite a bit in that one. Bane's Sims, obviously basic destroyer inspirations. And yeah, I don't know. Reinhard Scheer, more funny buttons is more fun. But that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and subscribe for more, and share it with your friends, or leave a comment down below on other ships you want to see in the future. But till next time, aloha.